Hello everyone, this is Darwell20 and welcome to episode 43 of Darwell20's Let's Play series, where today we are working towards getting ourselves a quarry. So FTB Industrial Contraptions definitely feels like a work in progress mod so far. Some of the mechanics are still getting cleaned up and tidied up, but overall should be fun to still play with. And that's the hope from today. So my goal for today is to build out some of the components that we're gonna need, like the compressor and some other things, to get ourselves the quarry. Now, I did do some mining between episodes, so we should be better in terms of iron. Oh yes, 350. And redstone, 485. Not bad. A bunch of mining between episodes, which means I can put this away. I don't need that no mores. So I'm excited about that, because it means it should make it easier for us to get work done today. So as a reminder, what we need to get is the advanced machine block, and that's going to need carbon plates and advanced alloys. Carbon plates needs a compressor, so we need to make one of these, probably lickety-split. So I think I had compressor on my to-do list here. Beautiful. Look at that. Cool, cool, cool. I can pop that down, and zoinks, full of power. And then you guys kick in, and everybody's happy. All right, cool. Cool. Cool? I guess we're cool. I guess. You know what? I wonder if the LV bat box is, like, managing. I wonder if I threw a cable here. Is this going to blow things up? Seems okay. Seems okay. Okay. Now, does the LV bat box, like, retain its power? No, it doesn't. Okay, so today we learned we lose our power in our battery boxes when we break them. Lessons were learned today, folks. Lessons were learned. Which is fine. You can see I kind of reorganized a little bit over here. So, you know, that thing's doing its thing and whatnot. So that's cool. Okay, sweet. So I also prepared for, we're going to need some crafters over here. So we can automate some of the crafting. And then we're probably also going to want an interface. Do I not have refined storage's interface ready to autocraft yet? I must not. I probably don't have exporters. Or importers, for that matter. Missing sand. I really need to get... And I always say this, there always comes a point in a Let's Play series where I'm like, I really should get a cobbleworks going. I haven't thought about how that's going to work just yet, but we'll figure it out, right? So that's that guy. So let's get our importer as well. And I'm pretty sure you know how to make cables. Although, in fairness, you may not know how to make cables. So let's add that to the to-do list as well. And you guys can chill down here in this guy. Cool. So now if I ask for an interface, I should have no problem getting one. And it'll autocraft all the components of that. Beautiful. Loving it. I am loving it. It's very cool. Okay. So I'm thinking my interface can chill here. And my crafters, I know we're going to need at least two. But probably more. Probably at least one more. Cool. So macerator. And then I'll probably use laser IO for transferring items. So on the opposite side of this one should be south. Let me get out my card holder. That can be the insert. And then on the down will be the extract cards. And then the same for down here. Sweet. Okay. So now if we want to start learning how to make advanced machine blocks, right? What I'd like to do is teach you how to autocraft all that stuff, right? So copper coils looks like that. Iron rods, we don't have a recipe for. Then there must be another copper coil. I think I can do the iron rod. I can do this. Cool. And that is just that. Now, alternatively, I could get the extruder, which is 1 to 2. Hey, look, one of the machines actually does have a value in using it over the... That's funny. So there's the extruder. I wouldn't mind. So I don't want to make an extruder. Well, I do want to make an extruder. So let's get the extruder as a to-do. Let's just, do the thing, right? Let's... Okay, and then your iron rods. I have to make these two manually, obviously. but that's cool. Let's just be prepared, right? And then... I know I'm going to need a few more of these. Let's just stage a bunch so that we're ready. Cool. And then on the down, another extractor. Cool. Let me get some more cards. Do I not have Laser IO's cards auto-craftable? I really, really should. It's a little embarrassing that I don't, to be honest with you. Now, yeah, give me like 10 of those. Booyah. And if I turn this on to absorb mode... Sweet. I love it when my mod works, because, like, I wrote the code, and I have no confidence in my abilities, so I'm like, I hope this works. And then it does, and I'm, like, all impressed with myself. I'm like, oh, look, it worked. Look, you should know me by now. That's the way I am with stuff. So, yeah, let's get the iron rod, right, from this dude here. Can be set like that. So that's going to be a processing recipe, which makes sense. Iron rod from FTB Industrial Contraptions, and that's going to be on your extruder. So now if I came over here and said I wanted my copper coils, we should have no problem with that. Now, the only other thing with coils is we don't know how to make copper wire. So that's 1 becomes 2, and this is 1 becomes 2. And this is 1 becomes 1. So again, there's no benefit to using those machines over just doing this, right? Like, those machines cost time and energy, and this doesn't. So I don't know why those machine recipes exist. My opinion, and this is probably something that'll be addressed, but those machine recipes should be cheaper than crafting by hand. But I guess we'll see what happens. So now I should have no problem making these 4. Nice. And the extruder should be running. And this is going to be our validation. Now, here's a question. Are there overclockers in FTB? Any kind of overclocker? Iridium circuits. That's cool. Is there anything that can speed these machines up? These, I assume, are all nuclear reactor components, right? Yeah, all nuclear reactor components sound cool. Ooh, spray paint. That's neat. Overclocker upgrade. Now we're cooking. Energy storage upgrade, transformer upgrade, and ejector upgrade. Well, ejector upgrade is kind of nice. Now, does this have sidedness to it? Because I noticed you haven't extracted anything yet. You're extracting currently from the top, and you don't seem to be. So let's set you to extract from the... Well, that's actually the up. We don't want that. The north side? Okie dokie smoky. How about the downside? Bueller? Anyone? Hello? Is there something wrong with my stuff? You have a valid destination, yes? You totally do, and it's on the south side here. Insert. Redstone ignored. You should be able to extract here. Yeah, this should all be working. This should be ready. So let's try some other item transfer method besides this mod to see if we can figure out why it's not connecting. Let's use pipes item transfers. And this will be a nice way to test if my mod is bugged or if there's some kind of requirement to get this thing to hook up, right? So if I got you and said chest, and then had a wrench... Haha! Haha! Oh, you know what? I figured out the problem, actually. It has nothing to do with my mod. I'm just a dope. I did not actually connect these lasers. There's your problem. There's your problem. So now that should cook, and this time it'll extract. That's just Dyer being silly. Right? I forgot to connect these things. Ah, yeah, see, it extracted them. And now they're sitting in here. And we've only got 2 in there? Oh, because it used them for the coils. Yes, makes sense. So yeah, no, we're good. We're good. Everything's cool. I just forgot to connect the lasers up. All right, so the other thing we're going to need here now, because we have copper coils automated, is the advanced alloys. So we know we need mixed metal blends, right? So for that, I was going to go with iron, bronze, and aluminum grit. And then the bronze can be made like this. And then copper, let's see if we can get this. So copper dust can be made like this. I'm just going to tell it to turn all the metals into the appropriate stuff. Iron dust. And I'm going to use the FTB machines for now, just because we're checking those out. We're trying them out. We're going to see what happens with them, right? Aluminum dust. We know we need that. Wrong aluminum, though. I wanted it to be the ingot form, right? So that comes from aluminum ingots, iron ingot, copper ingot, and then we also need tin, presumably, which shouldn't be too much of a deal, right? And then you guys can all go through the uh, macerator. And we'll try those overclocker upgrades too, because I'm very curious to see how well they work. But if I wanted to add these guys, by the way, so this is your mixed metal dust, and this is your bronze dust. Those are regular crafting recipes, right? So now I should be able to get some mixed metal dust, and it'll craft all the things that we need it to craft. Starting with iron. Sweet. So while that's cooking, let's look at overclocker upgrades. So that's going to need a small coolant cell, which needs fluid cells full of water. Okay. And is there a nifty way to get those, or do I just have to make regular old fluid cells? Yep, that should be fine. So get me 16-ish of those. Actually, get me a few more. It's just 10, and oh, okay, you stack up to 16 today, I learned. That's fine. And I assume I can right-click on water sources to fill these. And they stack, which is just the best. Excellent. Sweet. Now, in order to get the overclockers, we need to turn these into coolant cells, which needs tin ingots. Oh, hello. I mean, you know Dyer's going to want to overclock this stuff, right? Like, that's just how we roll. So, yeah. I like that those stack. And then we can make overclockers, right? So we're going to need a bunch of electronic circuits. So can you just get me like 20 of those without too much of a problem? Yes, if, and it's a big if, I go get myself some more slime balls. I should really hook this thing up. I should hook that up so that it's all accessible remotely. We should do that at some point, probably sooner than we think. But now if I want, like, a bunch of these ready to go, that shouldn't be a problem. We just need to wait for the smelting process, which should be pretty quick. And then we can get overclocker upgrades. Cool. All right. So now I assume you finished with your alloy. Cool. And we should pattern you into smelting. Right? So you can go into pretty much any smelter, which is good to know. So hopefully we've got room in our furnace over here. Barely. We're going to need a second crafter on that guy. I'll show you guys how that works in a bit. Give me a bunch of that too. So let's try out these overclockers. How high do they stack? That is generally question number one that I'm going to want an answer to. They go up as far as 6 so far. Nice. 16 so far. That's good to know. All right, well, how much do they fit into here? Oh, well, hello there. So here's a question is, if I put 4 in there, right? And I want like 10 of this alloy. That's pretty good, right? Now if I put another 4, oh, that's even better. Oh, but it's killing the power usage. Yeah, it's like wrecking it. But that's okay. We'll get better power in a bit. What's funny is he can't maintain it, right? Now at this point, could I like blow this thing up if I put the wrong cable in there or whatever? I don't know. Doesn't seem to be much of a problem there. Was that just like, boom, I'm done? That's cool. All right, so it's good to know how these overclockers work. I'm not going to put too much crazy stuff in them, but what I will do is probably put 4 in each for now, and then we'll see if we need more of these. Does that sound like a plan? I think that's probably the right way to go. Now, I know we're going to want probably a significant amount of overclocking to go on to get our carbon plates, right? So let's get this automated, because at this point we have the advanced alloys automated, right? So the only other part we need is carbon plates. So this is going to go into a compressor. This is going to be manually crafted, it looks like. So let me make sure that these things are put in a way that makes sense. These are also going to be manually crafted. And I assume this is just in a... do what now? Do what now? So let's do coal dust from FTB Industrial Contraptions. I don't think this matters. It shouldn't matter because it should OR dictionary it. But I want to be, you know, a little bit smarty about it. So that just coal goes in there and then turns into that, right? So you're going to go into your macerator for the coal dust. You're going to go into your compressor for this bit. And then these two go into here. So if I now wanted a carbon plate, that shouldn't be too bad. It's going to be only 16? That's not terrible. So you're cooking because you're doing that, right? I'm actually going to make you because this is going to be one of the slower parts, right? Now here's my question. Okay, so yeah, you're draining pretty quickly. We're going to need to have a higher voltage solution here. For sure. And then you're cooking, and then, like, is that it? Wow, that was not bad at all. That was not bad at all. I'm down with this. This is not terrible. So we definitely want to get into tier 2 energy at some point, right? Because I think my choke point here is that we're on low voltage. And I don't see any good indication of how much voltage is being used here, but clearly it's probably greater than 32 lightning bolts per tick. That's what I'm going to call it. That's their LB, lightning bolts per tick. That's the new power metric that I'm calling this from FDB Industrial Contraptions. 32 lightning bolts per tick, or LB per tick. Okay. And it will convert into Forge Energy, which is nice. But I haven't seen anything that converts from Forge Energy back to this. At least that I've seen thus far. So now I should have no problem just being like, hey, give me an advanced machine block. Right? I think we've just automated that. That's not too shabby. All right. So now if I want a quarry... right? What we're going to need to do is make a diamond pickaxe and 2 advanced circuits, which are pretty easy peasy, frankly. Let's add that to the autocraft and get me 2 of them. Wow, we're ready for quarry time. Nice. All right. Now, here's my concern, right? So, number one, I'm going to guess that we need landmarks. Though I have no idea. But I'm going to guess that we need landmarks. Because that's a thing that existed in Buildcraft with the quarries. I wonder, is there any guidance to how this thing works? FTB Industrial Contraptions. Yeah, I'm not seeing any kind of wiki, so I'm just kind of winging it. We'll find out. So there's a mining dimension, right? This guy, the mining portal. Just another mining dimension is what JMD stands for. Just another mining dimension. And in theory, this will create a mining dimension for me. So I'd like to try this out. Let's stick this in our corner over here. Now, I don't know exactly how this works. Shift, right click, shift, right click. I may need a tutorial on how to access this. Oh, hello, something happened. Oh, hello, mining dimension. So I'm at Y level 70 at the moment? Okay, cool. Oh, that's not what we want to do, I'm sure. Oh. So yeah, you just right-click it. Didn't I right-click it before? I feel like I right-clicked it before. What's interesting is my mana bar gets stuck when I jump into this dimension. That's interesting. All right, cool. Well, long story short, this is a mining dimension. Not bad. And I'm pretty sure we have JAFD, or VD, which is just another void dimension. So if we need a void portal at some point, we could probably... You know, it's been a really long time since I set up a void base. I should consider... How long has it been? I mean, if you don't count Skyblocks, right? If you don't count Skyblock worlds, when was the last time I set up a void base in a Let's Play world that wasn't starting in a Skyblock? I can't remember. It's been a really long time. That might just have to happen. It just might have to happen. All right, let's try this quarry and see what we can get going. Now, clearly, our big concern is going to be powering this quarry, because I have no idea how that's going to work out. But we're going to give it a shot. So what happens if I place down the quarry? Oh, hello. Well, that's neat looking. I like the looks of that. Pause. Quarry paused. Resume. Fancy. Now, what happens if I... Now, in the past, I remember that we would mark this out. So if I do that... Nope, that didn't do nothing. Can I right-click you? Can I click you with this? Do I align this in a cube? You know, technically you only need 3 points. Right? Shift right-click? Oh, hello, hold on. Something happened. That's a thing. You think this landmark needs to be clicked on this guy? That did something. Oh, hold your horses. I'm learning. Hold on. That did something as well. I'm trying to figure out how this works. So so clearly that does something. Maybe not this. Maybe this gets removed and we do... Oh, wait, what? That's cool. Okay. So I think we technically don't need this landmark, right? I think the way this works is... Yes. Okay. Got it. So you align 2 landmarks, one on the, whatever this is, X or Z axis, whatever. Z, so this is the Z axis, and then one on the X axis, and then you should be cool, and it'll build it out. So if I were to break this, and just bring it out to here, for example, and then break and replace our quarry, it should realign. Just make sure your quarry is aligned with that guy, and that's kind of cool. I'm assuming there's a limit. I have no idea what it is. It sounds cool though. Like I like the laser. That looks neat. That's pretty cool looking. I gotta look at that code, because you know Dyer likes lasers. You know what that is? That's a beacon. That is 100% a beacon. That is beacon code. I recognize it, because when I was making Laser IO, I was also looking at beacon code. So that is absolutely a beacon. I have no doubt about that. So now you need power, right? So let's get some low-level power. Now, to be clear, the Quarry needs, I want to say 512 is what it said, right? Max input. So we're going to absolutely want to have a higher tier battery box, right? Because it can accept 512, I assume an HV would be sufficient. So to get into that, we're going to need an MV. And to get that, we're going to need energy crystals and MV cable, right? So, and we'll also need graphene, to be clear. So these are things we're going to need. Energy crystals look exceedingly easy enough to make. That's fair. Should I automate these? Why not? Okay. How are we for patterns, by the way? Holy cow, are we burning through patterns like nobody's business? So that's your crystals here. We should probably also get MV cable ready to roll. And MV battery box we'll probably just craft by hand. HV battery box, how do we get graphene? Compressed coal balls. Okay. And compressed coal balls, I assume, are coal balls in a compressor. Okay. Well, we have a compressor, so we're no good there. Coal ball is coal around flint. Okay. Doesn't seem so bad. And then the compressor recipe will get the coal ball. All right, so if I want an MV battery box, that should all be craftable. And it's going to make all the things for me. Sweet. And then we should be good with an MV battery box. Nice. Okay. And then we should be able to make an HV battery box. Missing. How on earth am I out of coal? How on earth do I not have enough coal for this? Now, I'm pretty sure I saw that charcoal was a valid way to make this coal ball. Yes, it is. So what I can do is swap this out. And now we can get our HV battery box. Are you still cooking stuff? You are. Okay. Did I break something here? What is going on? Oh. Good heavens, I bet we're out of... Yes, we are out of storage. Okay, hold on. Yes. We're going to want another 16K storage disk. I should probably... I forgot that that might happen at some point. You know, because reasons. We should probably handle that. That's going to be... so what we want ultimately is a 64K disk. So let's get... How many patterns do we have here? We should be able to pull this off. Meh, close. Easier to dump this stuff en masse like this. Do we have the resources for a 64K storage disk? We're missing sand and silicon. How did we get silicon again? Didn't we have a smelting recipe for that? Yeah, but we might not have taught it yet. Okay. What was that? Yeah, we'll figure it out later. I'll get that added in a bit. How about a 16? Do we have enough for a 16? We're missing some sand, but other than that, we can probably pull it off. Let me get more sand. I'll be right back. So hey, we're at that point where we need another crafter for the redstone furnace. So here's a neat trick. This works really well with refined storage. It's one of the things I like best about refined storage. If we were to place a crafter facing the existing crafter. And we might need to wrench it a little bit. Does Refined have a wrench? I thought it did. I don't know if I ever made it, but my crescent should work. Or not. Couldn't be too bad. There we go. Okay. That should add to the existing redstone furnace, and they stack, so it'll like pass through it. How cool is that? And I can get a 64K storage disk. Yes, that would be great. We just need to accelerate this guy a little bit, and our storage problems will be gone. That works for me. Cool. All right. So where was I? I was making an HV battery box, which I should have the resources to make now, which is cool. And we're also going to want some HV cable, which looks like it's gold. Oh yeah, we're not going to be able to smelt. Give me a minute. This shouldn't be too long, actually. All right, so there's an HV cable. That sounds cool. Bring this out to our quarry. Now the quarry is going to need some batterying, but we'll manage that stuff in a bit. I assume I can just boop boop and then put down our HV battery box. Now talk to me about batteries, because there's LV, MV, HV. Sounds cool. Smithing table with an MV. Smithing. Okay, cool. I can do that. I would like a battery, please. Because that's what we're going to make. That's what we're going to make. I would like that. I would like that very much, actually. Let me get an MV battery box. You do all the crafting. Is my 64K done? It is. Cool. So now my storage problems are gone for a very long time. We now can store so much more, which is awesome. Okay. So HV battery, or MV battery box, this should be cool. And what I might do is that. And then I would like an HV battery, right? So if I got regular batteries, like 4 of them. And then you can be upgraded yet? No, we're still waiting on stuff. Still waiting on craftings. Not terrible, though. Yeah, we should upgrade these. We should get transformer upgrades. We'll probably do that next episode, is make these machines a little bit better. For sure. That's what we should do. But like, as it sits right now, our batteries can probably be charged in this battery box. Not too shabby. There we go. Okay. What I would like to see is a way to store the batteries and then transfer them. And then what we could probably set up is an ender chest interdimensional storage transfer system. That would be kind of cool. And I bet we could do some smart stuff with laser IO there. So that would be also cool. Are you still cooking here? Okay, there you go. So now we should be ready with our HV battery box. Nice. Now we will need, for these, we're going to need graphene times 5 and energy crystals times 5, right? We're missing the coal for the graphene. Graphene? I thought I converted you to charcoal anyway. Is it another compressed cobalt? Cobalt. Didn't I tell you graphene? Do we not have any more charcoal in here? Is that... Oh, well, there's your problem. We burned through it all. Is that good? That should be good. Now, we made one of those netherite table dudes, right? Is that still out somewhere? Yeah, here it is. So I should be able... No, that's the plain workbench. There's the smithing table. So let's get our batteries. Do these stack? They don't really. Okay, that's fine. Didn't I make 5 of them? Whatever. And there's our first graphene, and the rest is on its way. Okay. So U plus U equals that. 2, 3, 4. And there's our first HV battery. And what I'm going to set up is I'm basically going to have the battery box input here, and he'll start storing the energy from here. Okay? And that would be cool. Actually, let me put it here. Okay? That'll be my energy storage guy. Okay? Then I can start charging up batteries, presumably. Actually, you're an MV battery. I don't want to charge you. I want to charge the HV battery. Ah, that's how it works. Okay. So this is input. This is output. Got it. Got it. Got it good. Okay. That's not too bad. Where's my graphene? There's the rest of it. So we'll just say 4 batteries is enough for now. Okay. And if I take this battery out and put this one in, that should be cool. Let's go try our quarry real quick, eh? That sound cool? Now, I assume I'm going to need some kind of chest. So let's see how this works. Maybe on top. But if I put my battery with some power in here... Sweet. He's not what I would call fast, but I assume my overclockers can go in here. And further... Okay, so he doesn't auto-output to an adjacent inventory, but we can pipe it out with laser I/O or something. Okay. This is a start. And I bet overclockers can also be used. So, well past the wrapping up point, I assume. I haven't checked, but I'm pretty sure we're past it. So let's wrap up here, come back next time, look at generate more power, plus high voltage, plus faster machines, plus faster quarry, and that could be fun. For now, Double20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.